Hi everyone, this is Ali G, and I wanted to share to you all a short story that happened, well, I would say probably one night, but in this case, I woke up to what I'm about to say. Anyways, as you all know, I live in Michigan, and Michigan, has a lot of folklore stories, a lot of hauntings or even monsters, and of course we're known as well, like the Wisconsin Beast of Bray, we're also known as the Dog Man. Anyways, because we live in the woods here in Allegan, if you are not familiar with Michigan, the Allegan Forest is pretty big too, just like the Manistee Forest. But I believe the Manistee, well, I wouldn't know which one would be bigger, but I mean, they're all woods. But all I know is that we live maybe about 15 minutes away from Capone's Yellow Motel, if you've not heard of that. So my story is footprints. So as you can see, where I'm pointing at right now, we actually live in the woods. There are houses, maybe one back here and then one way back there. About 3 minutes away from here, there's a hunting grounds where people go out and hunt. You can hear shooting from time to time, and a lot of times deer do come into our yard. All kinds of animals actually come into our yard, and I mean, you would think you would know what kind of animal prints we would be seeing. Coyotes, we don't have bears around here, that's for sure. We don't, I mean, technically we're not supposed to have wolves, but there have been people around here saying something about that they've seen sightings of wolves. We do have coyotes, we do have deer for sure, and other probably animals, but in this case, what I'm about to tell you is a little different. So I had woken up one morning on a day like this, and I walked outside to smoke a cigarette. And so as I walked outside, I kind of turned around and looked into this direction, this whole direction right here. And when I noticed a lot of prints. And the thing about this is that, usually when we hear animals or when we hear something, we usually wake up, especially me, because you can make any small noise and I'll wake up right away. And the fact that I have my bedroom not far from these prints, which of course it started from here all the way around the whole entire house, all back around everywhere. It was just from the back here all the way to the front, and even some to my neighbor's house as well. Well, the prints anyways, were a little awkward. There was at least 4 or 5 different sets of prints, and one of them was completely widespread print where I can't, to be honest with you, to see something like that, there's just absolutely no way that it could have been a deer. I kept thinking, is it a deer? But I'm like, well, how can that be a deer? These are too widespread that there's no way. And there was other prints where it looked like a goat. Well, we don't have farms around here. I mean, there may be farms probably like 20, 30 minutes away from us. But there are absolutely no farms here to even actually see if there's a goat or not. And there was a goat tracks, which was kind of weird as well. But the most one that got to me, and to be honest with you, for someone that wakes up so quickly to a noise, I'm even surprised that I didn't wake up to some enormous foot. What I saw was completely huge, and the print was so big, enormous actually, that it looked like a monster was walking through the woods coming into our property. And the weird part about it was that while it had those prints, it went from, I believe, from here all the way over here down into this direction, and then all of a sudden it looked like it was like a human print. So I was so confused that I thought I was dreaming. I had gone inside the house and I went to go get my father. My father used to be a cop back in the day, and he used to get calls about things like that as well. So he kind of relate to me. So he came outside, and I'm like, Dad, what is this? And he looked at it, and he's like, you know what? I don't know. He goes, but by looking at it, it looks like a monster foot. You know, it looks like whatever it was ended up, I mean, I hate to say this, guys, but it looked like it was shape-shifting itself from an animal to a human foot. That's the way I took it. You know, I mean, if you watch movies, that's the way I took it. I could be wrong, but that's the way I took it, because these prints that I saw were enormous, and they look like monster prints, but then it went from monster prints to human footprints. And right when we seen the human footprints, that is what caught me and my dad. We kept looking at them for at least 30 minutes to almost an hour, because we just, I mean, and I took pictures. I just found it kind of crazy how something like that would come from these woods. And it started from that tree right here. As you can see, that tree right there, all the way around, all that, and then it just went all around the house, all the way to the front, all the way. It was just basically like, it almost seemed like it was surrounding the house, and it went across from, well, like my neighbor is right next door, so it went on her side too, and then it just, like, you couldn't see the prints anymore, you know. So I don't know till this day. I wish I could have answers to that. I showed, you know, pictures that I took to a couple of my friends who are hunters, and I do have family members who are hunters too. And when they looked at them, they're like, you know what? I have seen so many things, but I've never seen anything like this before. And this is by far the most craziest footprint I have ever seen in my life. So, anyways, I just wanted to share you guys. I wanted to share to you all the prints, and it wasn't just one print. It was more than one. There was at least probably 3 or 4 different sets of prints coming from that, and they were all at the same time. I just don't understand how, you know, I don't know if they were all coming together, or it's maybe one came one right after the other. I don't know. But all I know is that every single print that I saw was very different, did not have any animal-liking creature that you would see out there, like a deer or a fox or a wolf, or even, I mean, like I said, we don't really have bears around here. There hasn't been a bear sighting around here. So all I can say is that whatever that print was that got to me, from a monster to a human foot, that is what got to me. So I'm just letting you guys know that we are not alone. Whatever is out there is definitely out there. I do believe in the dog man. I'm not saying it is a dog man, but I do know that Michigan is known for the dog man. You know, we are actually 3 hours away from Wisconsin, which of course they are known for the beast of Bray. So I'm just letting everybody know that you never know. You might end up having something in your backyard. And if you do, just be careful, you know. Just be very careful. All right, well, thank you very much, and I enjoyed sharing my story to you guys. God bless every single one of you, and peace.
It's after midnight and things are stirring. That's when we come out to hunt. What's a dark mass that is moving? What the paranormal will flush you out. The dead are talking, spirits on the loose, but we won't stop working till we get our proof. You scratched and pushed us out. Hell no, we'll never run away. It's not us that needs to be on guard. Track you night or day. Dead are talking.